Hello, everyone. Judd Tolmen here. Another edition of Java with Judd, but tonight we're doing the evening edition of the Java series, which is also part of the Millionaire in the Mirror, which is our educational video series on YouTube. We're trying to raise financial literacy, teach people about their personal finance. And I'm in my 39th year, and believe me, it gets more complicated every year that I'm in the business. Today, we have a special guest, Kim Merzinski. She's a new team member with us. She studied for her life insurance exam for the state of Indiana. And I think that she had some epiphanies along the way. Studying for the exam is very tedious, a lot of terminology. And I think that, she's in a position where she's getting ready to retire in a few years from her job. And I think that she realized that, hey, I need to really get a handle on this because it's coming up fast. And Kim, tell us about your experience with, learning the terminology and getting your feet wet, with studying for that exam.
Well, let me just say I'm very grateful that I woke up, because I was basically blind all of these years that I've been contributing into my 401k. But as I got through the testing and the studying for the test and everything, I thought, holy cow, there's so much here to learn that it just hit me that all I wanted to do is be able to help other people, because I did not have that help. I mean, I've been in a legal background I've had a legal background for going on 35 years, and I never really thought about it. I wish I would have thought about this 40 years ago, but yeah. I'm so grateful that I woke up and I was like, oh, this is something I really need to learn more about. And so that's where I took the plunge and decided to go get my test or go take my test and just educate myself more, because I didn't have the help, I guess.
Yeah, and I think, the test does a great job of teaching people kind of terminology and the laws and what we can and can't do, as far as an agent. But
Absolutely.
then you step to the next level and you find out, gee, and you mentioned, hey, I've been kind of putting away in my 401k. And a lot of people don't realize that 401k was never meant to be the be-all pension that it's become. And it was formed in 1978, and it was just for the highly compensated, the elite businessmen, and it was designed as a bonus. And it was never meant to have any help, because the people who designed that knew that those people had money managers and people helping them with their assets, and
right.
And it just was never designed to have any help. And now the majority of Americans have a 401k, but they're not getting any help, and they never have, unless
Right.
they already had a money manager. So here we are plunging forward, hoping that, we're saving enough and hoping the market doesn't destroy what we've saved all those years, because the pension, it was going to deliver a check every single month on the same day of the month. And that was sure money, just like the Social Security system has done all these years. And you had a base to build on. And that's what the 401k was meant to do, is to supplement that base, because those people had a pension too. And so they had a pension, they had Social Security, and then all their other investments, because they were able to do that, and then a 401k bonus. So then,
right.
As companies saw that pension was very costly to their company, they were able to transition those pensions over to a 401k plan. And what we've seen is, when it first started, the cost or the fees for the 401k were paid for by the employer. Now it's slowly dripped over to the employee. So they're
Yep.
not only paying the fees, but they're also in charge of their own money. And they're also sometimes even the money they're putting in isn't even the same amount as what they have in their balance in their account. So we're kind of stuck because that's the plan
Exactly.
they're giving. And if they're doing a match, it's hard to turn away 100% of your money. But I think that's the biggest thing too, Kim, that you took away from this is, man, my 401k I don't know anything about, and no one's helped me all these years.
That's exactly right. So we've always been told, oh, just put let your money, put your money in there, let it grow, don't worry about it. And that's what I did for so many years. I was just like, oh yeah, okay, and every once in a while I'd look at a statement or whatever. But over the past 5, 7 years, whatever, as I got older, I was like, okay, I really need to seriously start thinking about this and making sure that I was going to be able to benefit from that. And I guess that's when I realized that, you know what, I didn't have the education, I didn't have any guidance, I didn't have uh, any representatives where I had the money financed. Um, I didn't get any guidance. I mean, my gosh, in 30 years, we had a representative come in 3 times just to introduce themselves and say, oh, yeah, you're doing fine. Okay, well, that's fine and dandy, but I know nothing about where my money is. Um, so it kind of started bothering me. And I thought, oh my gosh, am I even going to have enough? Am I going to be able to make it when I retire? Because God knows how quickly time goes. Um, so it just, I don't know, it's kind of scary to me, because I didn't want to lose money. And then all of a sudden, when I was paying attention and we got struck with COVID, and I had looked at my statement and then I looked at it again on another quarter and was like, oh my God, I really lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. So I wanted to have more control over it. Um, I don't know. It was kind of scary to me. So I thought, I've got to do something. I need to do something different. So that's what I've done.
Well, and you mentioned a couple of words there that are kind of key words for me after being in it for 39 years. And one of the words you said was scared. It scared you.
Yep.
Well, I think that people are scared for maybe a few different reasons. But one of the big reasons, and I think you saw this too at one of our workshops, was that the reason that people's biggest fear when they reach retirement or getting close to retirement or they're in retirement is that they're afraid they're going to run out of money. And the reason why, to me, is because they don't have a plan. They have different vehicles that they're pulling money from, but they don't have a plan that will make those work together in harmony and
Right.
know that they're not going to run out of money. So when
Right.
you have that 401k, remember it was only designed to be a bonus. The 401k is not designed to pay out in retirement. The pensions were there. You have to have a vehicle that's guaranteed, and I don't mean safe, I mean guaranteed, and it's going to pay you every month for the rest of your life and maybe for your significant others' lives as well, and then hopefully pass something down to the next generation. But
Right.
that 401k, when you start looking at, gee, I don't have any help, I'm getting taxed more and more on the distributions I take out,
Right.
and it's not going as far as it used to. And right now, the big thing I'm hearing is those fixed costs that we pay every month that usually stay pretty level. I'm hearing big things about their NIPSCO electric bill. I just opened my REMC today and it's almost double what it normally is. And I know it's been hot, but I went back and looked at my last year's and it was hot too. and it's still very high from where it was a year ago. So now
Right,
we've got inflation hitting us. It wasn't that long ago we had gas prices over $5, and
right.
everybody talks about the egg price. Okay, where are we going to be able to pull extra money when inflation hits to make sure that we don't run out of money? And if you don't have a plan, you're not going to be comfortable your whole retirement. And I feel like that's a shame because you've worked, you've saved, you cut corners in order to put more money in your 401k, and now
Right.
here it is. It's kind of judgment day, and we have people that drive the truck all the way up to the finish line, and they come to us and they're like, okay, I'm ready to retire, and they have a 401k and they have social security. Okay, it's hard to pivot away from the 401k when you're that close, or you're already in retirement. And now we have this big taxable behemoth that is hard to move. And that's kind of by design from the government, because they want that money to grow so that it's 100% taxable, and especially to the next generation. So,
Yes.
and I think you and I talked at great length about, hey, here's what and I treated you just like I would any other client, and you gave me what you have, and then it's like, okay, here's our plan, and you've implemented that plan, and I think you feel more comfortable.
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, you still worry about Social Security, where you're going to be drawing this money from. Things are going to keep getting more expensive. How are we going to? I don't want to work until I'm 80. I don't want to work until I'm, even 75. Darn it, I want to be done in the next 3 years or so. Um, so I've really got to look at where I'm going with this, and the options that I have come to learn about through the company. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so great that um, I don't have that worry so much anymore because I'm in control of my money now. Um, I can see that it's really, the benefits are just incredible. So I'm very thankful that I've come to where I'm at,
Well, and
with this.
I think too, you know, you've had your license since about the end of February, right? Somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And so our goal is to pull more people up to the table and get them educated and make sure they have a plan. And I think
Right.
you've done an amazing job in doing that. And you've got people that were in your same boat, and now, we're formulating plans for them. And hey, and they don't know the other products that are out there that will help them, and they're like, I want that because it's safe, and I know the money's going to be there, it's guaranteed, and I can sleep at night knowing that I have money that's safe. I might leave some in the market, and that's fine, because you need that money that's accessible and may get you a gain. But now, when we can cut those losses down by making sure that the big bulk of their estate is in a safe place, now we can do special things for them, and they don't have to worry, hey, should I take that trip to Disney with my grandkids? Yes, you can take it, because next
Absolutely.
year we know that your money's not going to be gone.
Right.
There's not going to be a 40% drop like in 2008, and make you wait 12 years to get back to where you were, because
Right.
we've got that money protected. And
Right.
I think that's what you've done a great job of doing, and I know you're going to continue to do that. And you've got people looking for you now, to help them. And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, and that was my main objective here was, okay, I had no clue. And I know that there are so many more people out there that also they're in the same boat. They don't have a clue. And my goal is I want to help educate those people. Let's get you going so you don't have that worry down the road.
Absolutely.
So,
And we talk about in a lot of our workshops and seminars, and some of the videos, you know, the when you go back and start listening to our elders, and, one of the big sayings they had was don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, we have the same saying, but we don't want all of our cash flow coming from one area. And that's what the 401k has kind of pushed people to.
Right.
And they say, oh, it's a government program and I can get on a payroll deduction, and that's fine. But you have to have another plan. You have to have multiple cash flows coming from different sources so that you're protecting yourself. And if one, isn't so good for a while, and maybe that 401k is getting taxed to the hilt, so let's turn it down a little and pull money over here from a different source for maybe 4 years until a new administration comes in or whatever. And we can vote for whoever we vote for. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we've got to protect ourselves. And those things are going to happen, and we have to prepare for that. And that's what I think we're good at Tolmen Financial, is giving people those opportunities to pivot to different areas, whether you're in pre-retirement or you're just getting started or you're in retirement. We still have to stay up with the times, because when I graduated high school in 1981, you could get a 10-year CD at 14% locked. That meant your money was going to double twice. Okay, look how far we've come from that point, 1981 till today, when we're actually able to get maybe 4% in a CD, and we're happy. But back then we're getting 14, and you didn't need me, you didn't need the stock market, you didn't need any of that, because you could put your money in a bank and get that kind of money out in 10 years. So, we have to adjust. We have to keep learning. That's why we're trying to raise the financial literacy, and we're putting these videos out on YouTube. If you want to find us, search Tolmen Financial, and our Millionaire in the Mirror series is there. And we've got videos on all kinds of topics, and we're adding new ones every week. And we're providing this Java with Judd every Friday. And now we're doing it in the evening just to get more information out. And I think from listening to people, and I hear things in the community, and I even heard a guy the other day, that's that Java with Judd guy. And I thought that was pretty funny, because he's obviously finding it somewhere. And, we posted on Facebook. But, that's the whole idea. We want to be out there, and we want to help people. And I think
most definitely, my gosh, yeah,
and I think Kim's doing a great job, and we got some other team members that, we're pushing to get more and more people involved in watching our videos. And we hope you all will do that. And we'll leave the link at the end of the video. Kim, any final thoughts?
No, not really. I mean, just educate yourself. And I mean, we are here to help you. And I mean, you don't have to be worried. It's there are options out there. And I didn't really realize that. So,
well, and I think too, people are afraid because they think that we're going to make fun of them or something, because they feel like they didn't make the right choices. But it doesn't matter. We are where we are today, and we can't look back. We just have to look forward. But I've never had that client where I couldn't make it work. And sometimes we have to get very creative, but we can do that. And we have a multitude of companies available to us, and we'll pull that company, that product off the shelf, because it works in this situation. And that's what I think also makes us very strong, is that we're not limited to selling one company's products. We can go anywhere we want and get those products that we need and offer them to our clients. So anything else, Kim, before we
no, just reach out with any questions. We are here to help you. And really, that's all.
Awesome. Thanks, Kim, for joining us. Thank you so much for becoming a team member. You're doing a fantastic job, and
I love it.
To helping, you helping a lot of other people down the road. Thank you.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.